Hi guys, here we are again. Let's roll. Background image first. There I am. Top row, center. J.R.O. Paul Morris, junior radio operator. I got promoted not long after that photo was taken. The year was 1964. I just joined the Royal Navy as a boy sailor at the age of 15. You could do in those days. Oh, it was pretty good. It was tough. Misstep and you had six of the best. They used to beat boy sailors back then. Not that it done us any harm. It was perhaps when I moved back to Wales when I was 11, I took my 11 plus and I managed to successfully pass it and went to the local grammar school. The teachers wore gowns. There was a prep room, prefects. It was real old school. I'll put some images up of it one day. I went to the old grammar school, fabulous school. That's where I first learned to love poetry. Miss Lewis, the English literature teacher, stayed with me ever since. First poem, The Daffodils. After that, I was hooked on poetry. But so, at the age of 15, though, I was still at grammar school, Aberthill, and I saw an advert about Royal Navy fly-in POTLs. That's radio operators who fly in aircraft. And I thought, that's it. I want to join the Navy and I want to be a radio operator on one of those aircrafts. I think it was something like the old string bags back then. So saw my parents and, well, what could my father say? He'd run away to sea when he was 15, but he went to the Merchant Navy. And so he couldn't really say no. So I had to get special dispensation uh, to leave the school, and off I went to the Royal Navy with those gentlemen there. I still remember many of their names. And later on in my travels around the world, we bump into each other in different ports and have a bloody good drink. But we were only boys, so there we go. So I was at that school for a year, and it was hard, but perhaps it made me or give me a start to being the man that I am today. Independence, I mean, we would box, row, boy did we row, whalers, cutters, and we would sail bosuns and fireflies early in the morning. And the one big thing I can remember from being there was the first time I heard Radio Caroline. She was HMS Ganges is out towards Shotley, Ipswich, and the River Orwell, where I done scuba diving and stuff like that. It was good life for the young boy, but to wake up in the morning and listen to the Radio Caroline, one of the first pirate radio ships. Forget about BBC back in that day, and Luxembourg Radio Caroline was always there for you. Great times. Anyhow, not here to talk about my Navy days. My wife says when I start, I'm like Uncle Albert, but old sailors. Uh, you can't take it away from us. Anyhow, what are we doing today? Oh, that's right, yeah. I wanted to just wander around the net and show you some of the sites that I like to visit that you can't see um, in this country. They talk about freedom of speech, but you know there are places, sites in the world that you don't want to watch. Take a look at this. See it? That's the account for Sputnik. That's a Russian news site. They don't want you to know what they are saying and talking. Have a look at all the countries it's banned in. Why? What don't they want you to know? They never want you to know the other side of the story. There can only be one narrative, and that's the government narrative. We have always been at war with this country. We have always been at war with that country. War is peace. We'll talk about 1984 some other time, one of the greatest books ever read. But at any rate, so the account is withheld on X, but you can get to it here. Right, so what are they talking about? We'll just take a look, is that? There's President Putin. Now, a lot of you are going to disagree with me, may even stop following, may unsubscribe, but I always swore to tell you the truth, and I can't break that because I've taken a vow never to lie. Personally, I think President Putin is one of the world's greatest presidents ever. He looks out for the Russian people. We'll go into the origins of the war in Donbass because I've been following that war since 2014, not 2020 or 21, 22 when people started putting the flags out. I've been following that war since 2014 and we're protesting about it when the Ukrainians were trying to carry out ethnic genocide in the East Donbass. There's more to it than meets the eye. You're only getting one side of the story, guys. But anyhow, let's see what they're talking about. So we have President Putin there. There's a shift in the global energy. Israel's not finished fighting. Well, of course, Israel's not finished fighting. Israel won't be finished fighting until they've taken all the land in the Middle East. It's what happens out there. But it's not our war. It should never have been our war. But here we go. Now, that'll be a good article for you to go to. You can get Sputnik from the UK. The origins of the special military operation. Yeah, what they call the special military operation. You can go read that sometime and perhaps learn the truth. Don't wave a flag unless you know what it's for. Right, and here's on the news feeds. Russian Energy Week, Moldova. Yeah, they're always having a good time there. This is what I do, guys. When I'm being retired, I've got plenty of time to just read the world, learn history, learn geography, learn politics. I love learning new stuff. Sarkozy, what's he been up to? Echoes of Le Pen's treatment. Should we have a quick look? Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy. Due process. I'll let you read it, guys. You're not blind. Well, I hope not. Don't think they do a braille version. Into the case of national parasitic. Oh, so Sarkozy's going to be sent to prison. See, I didn't know that. Long overdue. In different time, he would have had the guillotine. Can we go back? Let's see how we do that. Where's the back arrow? See, this is it, what I said about learning. Oh, well, there's one way to do that. There we go. Right, so Sarkozy, hey, well, that is good news. Yeah. There's a lot of them should be in jail, really, isn't there? French government survives no confidence vote in parliament? Well, come on, France. You're in a bigger mess than what we are in the UK, despite sending us all the bloody rubbish. Here's one. British Ukrainian intelligence services preparing sabotage op against Turk Stream. Oh. Difficult to know who's doing what these days, isn't it, guys? It really is. Let's go back. China defies US. Trump says Ukraine wants to go on offensive. We'll make it. Oh, come on. Come on. Now, I got to tell you this, guys. I'll be honest. I'm a big Trump supporter. I was a massive Trump supporter. But, until he started doing what all other all America's presidents do, and that's kiss an Israeli butt. If you want to run, if you want to know what's going to happen in America, go and look what's happening in Israel. They pull the strings of America. and the UK. Uh, Israel and the Middle East are nothing to do with us. We shouldn't be paying for them. The ongoing, I thought he was going to end the war. Could easily end the war. Stop sending them arms. Yeah. I don't know how President Putin puts up with it. Here we go. Oil prices collapsing. Hamas needs specialist equipment to remain. I saw a video the other day of Gaza. Make no bones about it. What Hamas done on October the 7th was horrific. Uh, I've seen death. I've seen people die. What happened to those people on October the 7th was nothing short of a nightmare. And were I one of those families, I would, well, I can't say what I would do. But then again, the human being in me says, looking at the images of Gaza today, knowing how many young children, innocent people have died, do two wrongs make a right? US meddling in South China Seas, nothing new there. Nothing changes, does it? Any of you remember that our old song, Barry Maguire, We're on the Eve of Destruction? Terror. Now, here's an interesting one. The Nord Stream pipeline, yeah? Does anyone seriously believe when they came out with the story that Russia did it? Now that the Nord Stream pipeline is gone, all of Europe will now have to buy LNG, liquid gas from America at almost treble the price. It's quite hilarious. If they loved their countries, they would say, look, America. And I love America, by the way. I love its constitution. I love the founding fathers, and I really like their electoral college. I believe in the American dream. I don't know if they'll ever be able to remake that dream, but there we go. But anyone who thinks that Russia blew up their own pipeline is living in cloud cuckoo land. No, we know who blew it up. Sleepy Joe Biden said that he would blow it up. And it's about the only steady thing he'd do that he actually did. He blew it up, and now all of Europe has to buy liquid gas from America. Funny, Anna. Really funny. Or else, it's interesting as well, because I read today that the UK has said, we must stop people buying cheap gas. Well, they didn't say cheap. Buying gas from Russia. Russia is now our enemy. Russia isn't going to lock me up for saying nasty tweets. My government will. My government would lock me up for making videos like this, wouldn't they? In Russia, I had a look how many people get locked up for nasty tweets over there every year. So they do lock up some, a couple of hundred have been locked up, but in this country, we're in the thousands. We can teach those damn Russians a thing or two, can't we? Yeah, gulags. If our government had our way, I'd be in a gulag now, along with all the rest of you patriots. Let's see what else is happening over there, shall we, guys? Excuse me while I take a look. Yeah, let's have a look. Let me put you back on. So we're back. Oil prices collapse. Sentence. Israel not finished fighting. Putin addresses Russian Energy Week. Anchorage. Russia's preparing. There was something I saw here that I thought you might find interesting. Lavrov, probably the world's greatest diplomat, in my opinion. I tell you what, he really understands diplomacy. If I was dictator of the world, every single diplomat would have to do a course on Lavrov. This is a real diplomat. He doesn't insult. Well, he can give, he, he uses a stiletto and not a machete to attack his opponents. He's brilliant. Uh, Russian forces have liberated Novopalovka. Mhm. Did you know I used to think that Wanking was a province in China until I discovered Smirnov? That was an old Navy joke. North Sea route, Syrian leader. Yeah, pretty, pretty sad when Assad fell. Okay. Americans are still in northeast Syria, parked on the oil fields, stealing the Syrian people's gas. It's the way the world works, isn't it? Well, there was an article actually about France refusing to vote to Germany, a Ukrainian who was involved in the Nord Stream bombings. But I can't see it now, so we'll have to come back to it later. Well, guys, I guess we're done. Done for now. I think we'll leave it there. Oh, I've got to give a link, haven't I? Who shall I give it to? Well, so many, isn't there? I know. Let's go over and see if I can find him. Patience, boys. Ready? Aye, ready. Here we go. The Angry Bootnik. I love this guy. I was once on a commando carrier with bootniks. Was it 42 or 45 commando? I can't remember. They were a great bunch of lads. We used to tease them somewhat terrible. Uh, There's a love hate between the Royal Navy and the Royal Marines. I used to stand up on the flag deck. I was 16 at the time. It was my first ship, HMS Bulwark, the commando carrier. And I'd shout down, Bootnik, Bootnik, can't catch me. And they'd shout up, effing Matelot. Great days. Or Royal Marines, 10 times round the world, go. And again, and again, and again. Okay, well, that channel is worth a link on YouTube. You should visit him. He's got a brilliant sense of humour and tells it the way it is. I think he's actually living in America now. I'm not too sure, but you will like that channel and I recommend you watch it. Okay, guys, I guess that's all I've got. I'll put his link in the channel and we'll leave it at that. So for now, guys, I guess I'll be seeing you. See you on the next one. You've been listening to Paul Morris, voice of the British Resistance, doing a Uncle Albert impression from Only Fools and Horses when I was in the Navy. See ya.